Do you know that 73% of customers agree that a bad restroom experience in a restaurant will impact their willingness to return? Torque Sustainable Hygiene Solutions improve operational efficiency for a better guest experience and better business.
Thank you very much for taking time out of your show going at the National Restaurant Association show, Annika. Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about City Barbecue.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, of course. So I'm Annika Conrad. I'm the Chief Brand Officer for City Barbecue. We are a fast casual, handcrafted, traditional barbecue concept. We're based in Columbus, Ohio. We have almost 80 locations in 10 states. So we're in a great growth phase right now. We'll open a couple more states up this year. We can, chat a little bit about that if you'd like, but we're excited. We're excited about the growth. A lot of potential for us out there. I've been with the company about 2.5 years. The company's been around for 25 years. So a really great legacy brand that almost in some ways feels like a startup right now. We're having so much great growth and a lot of fun and good things happening.
What are the best sellers on the menu?
Probably not a surprise. Pulled pork and brisket are our top two. Then they can sometimes go back and forth a little bit, but those are really our workhorses.
Are you finding regional differences? Barbecue is such a regional thing right now.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I think that's one of the biggest questions that people always have is, how do you compete? Barbecue is so regionalized, right? And so, people love whatever they grew up on or wherever they live. It's interesting because our founder, who really, when he was developing the concept, he was very methodical in his approach to barbecue. He went all over the country multiple times, really tasting all the regional flavors. And what he decided that he wanted to do was really bring the best of each product. So we're not, like a St. Louis style or a Memphis style, but we serve, for example, a St. Louis cut rib. We serve a Texas style brisket. We have sauces that represent different regions. So he was really committed to providing what was going to be the best for that particular cut of protein. And that's really served us well. I think it's allowed us to scale and be competitive. We're in the Carolinas now, and I think there are probably people in the organization who thought, gosh, are we going to be able to compete there, right? That is barbecue country, so how are people going to react to what we do? And those are really some of our biggest, strongest markets. So it's resonated well with people. I think the important thing is that we really do it sort of the time-honored and traditional way. For example, we're low and slow. We cook our brisket for 18 hours. So I think the quality of it comes through, right? So if you appreciate a great brisket, I think you'll really enjoy ours, for example.
A little bit of foreshadowing there. What states are you planning to go into, and what do you see as growth for the City Barbecue brand?
Yeah, thanks for asking. So last year we entered Florida. That's an important market for us. We're in Winter Park outside of Orlando. We will probably open up a couple more markets in Florida. We think it's important for us. I would say we've done a pretty good job about being fairly methodical about our growth. We're all company owned, so we're not selling franchise territories. So we do have the ability to really look at the map strategically and say, okay, we know we need to be adjacent to where we already are, so that a multi-unit manager has access to those locations, and we can make sure that the brand standards are great. Also with supply chain, of course, right? We want to be able to kind of maintain our current distribution centers, or grow in a way that makes sense from supply chain affordability. So for us, for this year, we'll be opening in Alabama and Tennessee. And so, again, we see a lot of white spaces within like those states and some of the other states that we're in. So we're not going to go open in Las Vegas anytime soon, right? Maybe someday as we build our brand towards that. But right now we really kind of operate on more of that sort of concentric circle out model.
Because you're all company owned, you probably know what space or what municipalities you're going into in Tennessee and Alabama. Where can folks expect the brand to be?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you. We do. We're planning to we'll be opening in around the Nashville area, That's obviously it's a super hot market for a lot of people, and we know we want to be in Tennessee. It's kind of one state that we've actually sort of leapfrogged a little bit, so we want to backfill that. And then in Alabama, we'll be opening in Huntsville. So we have a location in Huntsville proper, and also eyeballing some other areas outside of the Huntsville market. So again, putting us close to Tennessee, so that area can kind of be managed together.
Given the economy, everybody that has a public company has been saying it's soft. What are the demographics for City Barbecue, and how have those demographics responded in a rather challenging, or I guess uncertain economy?
Yeah. So it's been obviously this whole year has been a roller coaster ride for all of us. Our biggest block chunk that we have of demographics is a millennial male, makes over $100,000 a year. We have a whole persona built out, and his name is Jake. So he's a single guy. He's got a good job. He has some
he's named Jake.
He's named Jake. He's got some financial pressures coming in. He might have student loans. He's got apartment rent, but he's got a little discretionary income, right? So that's one of our targets. And then we have one that we're really going after this year, which is an Alex Thompson. That's our other guest that we're going to go after, which is also a millennial, but in a very different place. Alex is married, might be male, might be female. Jake is obviously more female, but
I'm glad you selected a
we
non-misogynist
did, that's right.
name,
we
Alex.
did, exactly. So we're going after Alex. Alex has a family, also a millennial. What's interesting is when we look at the data, Alex actually eats out a lot more than Jake does. So, we want to get more share from Alex. So we've really been going after that. We're in a pretty good place. We actually get really high scores for value. We're not the cheapest out there, right? So we're not.
What is your per person check average?
Yeah, so our PPA runs in the $13 range. So we're pretty on par with what you might see at fast casual or with a higher end QSR like a Chick-fil-A or something. But we believe that we deliver a great value through a premium product at an affordable price, right? So we've really continued to talk about that, right? About the value we deliver through fair portions and really high quality. And that is something that, as we look at even the Alex persona, right? That's really important to Alex. Alex cares about where they eat, what kind of food they're eating, that, they want those things like we offer that are handmade. We make all our sides from scratch, right? So those are important to that customer. So we believe that we continue to deliver value through our core menu.
Do Alex and Jake have a protein preference?
So Alex and Jake, we talk. It's funny. We talk about this a lot. I think in my mind that Alex is probably a pulled pork guy, and I think that Jake might be a little more adventurous.
Or gal?
Yeah, that's true. I said guy or gal. Jake might be brisket. I think. Yeah.
And sides? What kind of sides do you offer?
Yeah, so we have a lot of sides, and they're fantastic. It's really interesting because when we do focus groups, a lot of people will talk nonstop about the sides. They're really craveable. One of my favorite sides that I think is really interesting is a corn pudding that we serve. It's very unique. It's something you can't get everywhere. We also offer like fried pickles. That's something that again is kind of unique to the City brand. We have a really premium baked mac and cheese where we use 3 different kinds of cheeses and a creamy sauce, and just super craveable. Our potato salad, we like to talk about it. Our potato salad comes in the back door as potatoes and celery, right? So it's not coming out of a tub. It's really homemade. One of our managers told me recently, I was doing some training in his location, and he said, I have a customer and she comes in about once a month and she brings her dish. And she asked me to put our potato salad in her dish so she can take it to her family dinner. So, so the sides are really important, right? I mean, no proper barbecue experience is really there without sides, and dessert as well. We make a homemade banana pudding. It's one of our signature items. It's our top selling dessert as well. And so we're really known for that one.
What year did you start with the brand?
I started with the brand in 2022. So I've been there 2.5 years.
So in those 2.5 years, have you seen a change in the business?
Yeah, the business is definitely still evolving. We're a 25-year-old concept, but we are, still growing and changing For us, one of the things that we've always done catering, we've always done it very well, but we didn't put as much, I would just say, organized resource behind it. And last year we really said, hey, you know what, we are great at this, and we want to do more of it, and we know we can do more. And so we really restructured our approach to catering and the off-premise business, just from internally, from how our team supported it, and from budget and marketing and all the different things. So we put a really heavy shift and emphasis behind that. And so we continue to see that part of the business really grow. One of the things that blew me away when I joined the company was how many weddings we do. If you think about it, we have 80 locations. Last year, we, and I say participated in, but we participated in over 3,000 weddings last year, which is kind of mind-boggling, right?
From 80 units?
Yes, from 80 units.
That's
and I
a
say
lot of...
participated because we don't always do the reception. We do a lot of receptions, but we might do, we might feed the groomsmen, right, as they're getting dressed, or, do something else that's, even ancillary to the wedding party. But yeah, we participated in 3,000 weddings.
What is the off-premises percentage of sales?
So we're a little north of 20, so it's pretty.
Has that been growing since the COVID?
It has been growing, yes, it has. It's a really important piece of the business to us. And aside from just the economic reasons, right, we firmly believe that it's our best marketing, right? If we get City Barbecue in front of somebody and they eat it and they experience it, and I think because we do catering so well, I think that when people experience the care that we put into our catering, I think it speaks to what you can expect from the brand and other touch points, right? Whether you're in the joint or whether you're experiencing us digitally through your phone, through our app.
Does Annika have a favorite City Barbecue meal?
I do have a favorite City Barbecue
Does it
meal.
jibe with Alex or Jake?
I'm probably a little different than Alex or Jake because I obviously eat a lot of City Barbecue. My favorite meal is, we have a competition Cobb salad. I love a salad, and so for me, I think it's really craveable. It has eggs and bacon and cheese and all the things on it, but I love to add our pulled chicken to it. Our pulled chicken, it's not as popular from a P-mix, but I just think it's so fantastic. It's really flavorful. We toss it with our Alabama-style white sauce, so it just gives it a little flavor. And when you put that on that salad, man, it's like lights out, totally craveable.
And what makes it a competition Cobb salad?
So it's a competition Cobb because we talk a lot about competition quality. So our barbecue concept actually started, our founder won the Kansas City Royal barbecue competition. And if you know anything about barbecue competitions, that is, that's the gold standard. And so he won that with a group of friends. We refer to them as the Barbecue Boys. So the Barbecue Boys won the Kansas City Royal. They cooked brisket on a Weber grill, and they won with that. So we talk a lot about being competition quality. That's still really one of our core values of our company, that everything we do has to be competition quality. And so we want our salad to be competition quality. We didn't want it to be just an afterthought of a salad on a menu at a barbecue joint. And so that's why we kind of went the route of making it a Cobb, and you can add your own protein to it. And it is competition quality. It's fantastic.
How has City Barbecue dealt with price increases?
Yeah, that's that's a hot button. I can tell you, the organization. We've taken a little price here and there. I will tell you, since I started with the company, we have not taken a lot of price. We've really tried where we can to hold the line. Again, we want to be a great value for our customers. Obviously, we're a business, but so we have a fantastic supply chain team. They're really hard and great negotiators, and so they do a fantastic job with our sourcing. So we've tried to hold the line. We've taken a little bit of price, but I would say compared to the market, we have not taken nearly the price take you've seen in the market.
We are speaking to you from the Chicago show for the National Restaurant Association. Any equipment that you're looking at, or other products?
Yeah, for me, I always really enjoy looking at the technology. I'm on the marketing side of the business, so that gets me really excited. I love to see, of course, the food. For me, I just enjoy walking around and seeing kind of what food products and flavors are bubbling up I think it's a great indicator. But I was really excited to see how expanded the technology offering is at this year's show. So there's just so many interesting things happening out there and so many new products. I thought I was pretty aware of what was on the market, candidly. But when I walked the technology pavilion earlier this morning, I was pretty blown away. And for me, I just thought it was really exciting to see what's happening in our space, because I think sometimes in the past, restaurants, we haven't been maybe as early adaptive on technology as some of our counterpart industries are, and it was really exciting for me to see that.
I was looking at the equipment earlier today. It's amazing what the equipment is doing.
Yeah, I saw some robotic steak grilling happening back there. I don't know if you've checked that out. So, but they told me they'd be cooking later, so I'm going to go back and see what that's about. But yeah, some really cutting edge things out there.
And what question did I not ask Annika that she would like to answer?
Yeah, I think I would like to answer a little bit about my outlook and what I'm excited about with the industry going forward. As you mentioned, it has been uncertain times, but for me, I think, we're seeing people really kind of want to get back to experiences and connectivity with each other. And we're seeing a lot of that happening, not only in our joints, but, you're reading about it in the industry as well. And I'm excited to see that, right? Like humanity operating as humanity should. And so I think, at the end of the day, we're in the hospitality business, right? And so it just feels really good to hear that people really want to get back to experiences and connectivity.
And barbecue is a great place to do that connection.
And nothing connects people quite like barbecue, so it's exciting for us too.
Well, Annika, thanks a lot for spending time with us today. We appreciate it, and that's it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Do you know that 73% of customers agree that a bad restroom experience in a restaurant will impact their willingness to return? Torque Sustainable Hygiene Solutions improve operational efficiency for a better guest experience and better business.